News this week, a look at CCM's new road bike, the 640 RS. Wayne has some more new products from this year's Trade Expo. Also, Jeff visits Harris Performance to find out what goes into turning Honda's new VTR SP1 into a superbike contender. Just about all of the major bike manufacturers started off by making road machines, although they've all branched out now into the world of off-road. They've all been very successful. Honda have their XR and CR range, and Kawasaki, of course, the KXs. But here's a manufacturer who seems to be doing things the other way around. CCM are famous for their off-road machines. Indeed, the name CCM stands for Clue's competition machine, but now they're making road bikes. They already have a Supermoto in their 604 Sport, but very soon this new model will be coming out of the Blackburn factory, the 640 RS. Now, this might not be everybody's idea of a pure road bike, but they insist that it is just that. Certainly it leans towards the off-road Supermoto style, although there's less ground clearance with this, and the suspension really is more suited to tarmac rather than dirt. But CCM insist it is, and they would like us to call it a roadster. So, roadster, street bike or whatever, does it actually matter what you call it? I don't think so. What really does matter is how well it works. And the quick answer is very well. 640cc of single-cylinder Rotax motor, which has got plenty of torque and low-down power, exactly the kind you need for cutting through busy traffic in a city. It'll take you to a top speed of just over 100 miles an hour. Nothing special there, you might say, but that's not the idea. This bike is about usability and practicality, and it's got just the right kind of power delivery for this style of machine. So the RS stands for Roadster Special. Now, people who are familiar with CCM won't be surprised to find the usual high-quality products being used on this new bike. For example, Brembo calipers down there, Brembo brakes, superb, and a big 320mm disc up front. Excellent stopping power, superb brakes. The suspension is white power on this, fully adjustable white power monoshock at the back, nothing wrong with that. And at the front on this, the forks are white power. In the past, in fact, still CCM do use Paoli forks on some of their other machines, but on this one, for some reason, they decided to go for white power at the back and at the front. Now, this is a pre-production model that I have here. This isn't exactly as you will find it in the showrooms in a few weeks' time. There are one or two subtle differences, in fact, improvements, I dare say. The indicators, for example, the switchgear will be different. This switchgear is horrible. I have to say it's horrible. Turn left indicator there. You've got to actually push it back to the middle and cancel it manually instead of the normal press in. On the production bikes that you'll see in the showrooms, they'll have the more conventional indicators where you just flick it left and then give it a little press to cancel it. Much, much easier to operate, and really that's what we're familiar with, so that's what it should have. The choke on this one is down here. There it is, there, just near the top yoke there, which is alright, works okay, but we would rather have it here. Well, on the production bikes, it will be there. It'll be on a slider, which is what we all expect, so that's fair enough. One thing I have to say about this, it really, really does bug me, is the lack of a neutral indicator. This is supposed to be a road bike. They keep saying it's a road bike, so why on earth can it not have a neutral indicator? All we've got is we've got indicator lamp there and main beam lamp there. We've got 3 spaces here. Why not put an indicator lamp, a neutral indicator in there? Also, when you turn the ignition on, I'll turn the ignition on. You won't know it's on. I don't know it's on because there's no warning. There's no ignition light. There's nothing. So, what's going on? I mean, after all, we're in the 21st century now, and we put a man on the moon. We've done it. We've had men on the moon, but we still can't have a neutral light on a CCM. I do have it on good authority, though, that ignition lights and a neutral indicator are on their way sometime in the future. But we don't buy bikes to look at their pretty lights. We buy them to ride. And cutting through the busy traffic is where the new 640 RS really does excel. It's a superb commuter bike, especially if your daily route includes some quiet country lanes and decent A-roads. You can really throw this bike around. The handling is very precise and the 5-speed gearbox is very smooth and positive. Although it has some off-road looks, it really is a road machine. Having said that, it's not opposed to the odd rough track or deep pothole, the kind of surface which would see your R1 or Fireblade pitching you straight off into the nearest ditch. The riding position puts you totally in command, and the small headlight fairing does a surprisingly efficient job of throwing most of the wind blast over the top of your helmet. You know, I've been amazed at just how fast I've been riding this. I honestly thought that the speedo must be wrong because it's been saying 60, 70, then I say 80 and a bit miles an hour, and I thought I can't be going that fast because it doesn't feel that fast. And really it is all down to this little headlamp fairing with a little lip on the top. Very, very efficient, just throws all of the wind up over your helmet. Still get it on your arms and your elbows, but as far as your face and your neck goes, it's not a problem. You could sit on this bike for a long, long time. So let's talk money. Now, there's a few variations on this theme, and this is the most expensive, this 640 RS. You can have it like this in black or red or silver, and it'll cost you just over £6,500. Slightly cheaper than that is the 604 RS. Same bike basically, but it's got a smaller engine. It's got a 600cc motor instead of the 640 which this has, and that is about £500 cheaper than this. Cheaper than that again is the 604R without the S. Gets complicated, doesn't it? Quite simple really. That again has got a 600cc motor, but it's cheaper because it's unpainted. You don't have this nice painted finish to the tank and bodywork. That might sound horrible, but it actually looks quite good. It's a kind of hard plastic, almost matte finish, sort of off-roady type looks, type thing you get on an off-road bike. So if you don't like cleaning and polishing, then maybe that's one for you. That's £800 less than this at 5795. Oh, and that doesn't have a bash plate either, doesn't have a sump guard. But the 604R, the cheaper one, is in the showrooms now. This one won't be there until about 5 weeks from now. So if you like this style of bike, then it's definitely worth a look. For me, the best thing I can say about the 640 RS is that it made me want to ride the way I did 20 years ago. It reminded me of all the reasons I got into biking in the first place. Remember the days you felt invincible, and the emphasis was on fun.
Now, what do you do if you're a Japanese bike manufacturer but you're continually being thrashed by an Italian V-twin? Well, if you're Honda, you come up with the VTR SP1, their very own V-twin. And we're down at Harris Performance because Harris are going to be campaigning one of these, or more than one in fact, in British Superbikes this year. But that isn't a simple solution, there's far more to it than that, and Lester Harris is the man who knows. Lester, last time we spoke, which I think was 98 season, you were running Jamie Witter for Suzuki, now a big change to Honda. And so are you actually running what I would term the official Honda team for British Superbikes?
Yeah, we have a contract with Honda UK to run the VTR in its debut season, and they're supporting us with bikes and budget for really quite a high profile attack on the championship.
Well, I'll say it'd be a high profile. I mean, everyone's looking to the VTR to knock Ducati off their top spot, aren't they?
Yeah, well, I think the RC45 has had a good run for its money in World Superbike, but I think Honda are looking forward to a bike which is maybe more user-friendly for private teams as well as the rarefied factory teams, and consequently I think that's the rationale behind the VTR. So this is very much a development season, but they've put a lot of time and effort into it in Japan before we even get the machine, so we're looking forward to it.
But it's not just the engine, once you've got the engine, you do chassis changes as well, isn't it? The VTR that we all saw at the NEC bike show isn't the one you're actually taking on the track, is it?
Well, the thing is, Superbike is a production-based class, but there are a lot of changes you can make to the bike. The thing about it is, whilst you can change a lot of the suspension and engine, you have to work within the confines of the original design. But yes, you're right, we do make many changes to the bike.
So giving it a quick run through chassis-wise, I hope to have a look at an engine later, but the rest of the bike, how much do you keep? Do you keep the frame? Is that standard?
You have to keep the frame.
Right.
The frame, the main components you have to keep the frame and the crankcases. and the engine must function in the way that it was originally designed, so you can't do major re-engineering. It's a question of refining those parts within the engine.
And then I know you were talking when we were chatting earlier, you were saying about the swinging arm. That's different. You're fabricating different. You're allowed to do that.
Yes, you're allowed to do that. The swing arm, the rear suspension, again, so long as it is the same type of system, you can alter the rocker arm and the linkage system. You can alter the suspension itself. Different types of suspension manufacturer. You can change the wheels, the brakes, the front forks. So there is a lot of scope actually.
All the bodywork is different.
All the bodywork. The bodywork will all be lightweight carbon fibre. Fuel tank will be aluminium instead of steel. So we are looking to bring the bike down to the FIM minimum weight limit, which is 162 kilos, because obviously that's the easiest way to tune a bike.
Yeah. Now, being down in your engine room, it's opportune because talking about tuning, most people think of engines when you're tuning. You were really talking about sort of chassis there and whatnot, weren't you? But this engine is the standard VTR SP1, isn't it?
Yes, it is. Honda flew over 4 standard bikes for us so that we could do some preparatory work before our race kits arrived. And really what we've done is we've taken the bikes to pieces, taken the engines to pieces, had a good look at them so my engineers can familiarise themselves with the way the stock bike works, and then we'll be in a better position to start work when the race stuff arrives.
Well, looking over on this bench, I must say I was distracted by these beautiful Öhlins forks. So, does this come as a sort of a Honda recommended kit that you do use Öhlins? I mean, do you have a choice in this? Or?
Well, we do. I mean, our contract with Honda allows us to make a choice for all the cycle parts.
Can I pick these up?
Certainly.
Yeah.
And our view really is that Öhlins are, for a team like us, they are the best forks to use. There's no doubt about it. We have a wealth of experience with Öhlins forks. They are widely used in World Superbike by all the leading teams. And
you nearly said that the dogs do that, didn't you? But you
well, I just stopped myself. But everything, the braking system, the wheels.
What brakes? I see the AP Racing calipers, 6 pots. Look at these, folks. You'd love a set of these, wouldn't you? Eh? I'm sure Lester will do you, Dave. But I mean, they weigh just absolutely nothing. You can hold those on a little piece of cotton. But
yeah, it's a superb
stuff.
braking system. We've used AP for many years, and this is their latest Grand Prix or World Superbike brake system.
Yeah.
And
fully floating disc. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, the cast iron discs in Superbike, carbon discs are outlawed. So these really represent state-of-the-art braking.
Yeah. Just the stuff that our young Sean and Shane, 2 names, your 2 riders, Sean Emmett and Shane Byrne. It's going to be difficult, isn't it? Sean, Shane. But there we are. Then you got the other AP kit. Your own, are these your own manufacture, the rear sets?
Yes, well, these aluminium components here are things that we intend using on the bikes. In fact, the footrest assemblies you see here are just for development purposes. Both our riders are new to these bikes. When we do our initial testing, we'll be using adjustable footrests to try and make them as comfortable as possible on the bike. Then they will be superseded by fixed, lighter footrest plates, which are just in each rider's desired position.
Oh, so this is just like a tailor would do then? This is the pin and tuck business, is it?
That's it.
Get them right, and then, so it's very expensive business. And these beautiful yokes as well. That's the standard VTR?
That's the standard VTR road bottom yoke. I mean,
big forging,
perfectly adequate for the road, quite a good job. But for racing, we need more rigidity and more adjustability.
Yeah.
And this type of yoke allows us to alter the offset, which alters the trail, which alters the way the bike steers.
Are you doing that because you've got an eccentric centre pin
That's
there?
right.
Yeah,
yes.
right, which is sort of standard practice. And
That's
the same
right.
with the top yoke there.
Yes.
It's again really lightweight, and this is where your effort goes into getting that last ounce of speed out.
It's a question of looking at every aspect of the bike. Weight saving and attention to detail over the whole bike is the way to make a winner.
Morning, Izzy. You all right? Ah, young Mr. Witter. Well, his suit at least. You don't always meet the famous people, but you might meet the gear that they wear. Now look at that. It looks a little worse for wear, but it should do, because this poor suit, with him in it, landed on the ground at around 130 mile an hour. And I don't think it looks too bad for it, does it? Testament to a good quality product. See you later, cocker.
The Jackal is here.
The Jackal is this jacket. This is a Fjordigan jacket, and it's called the Jackal. The Jackal is here. £320 buys this rather stylish bit of kit, but it's all leather. And Fjordigan have always had some smart ideas. Let me show you this. It's a bit of both. It's Cordura with leather fitted to it as well. The usual fancy branding everywhere, but the advantage with this is you still get your full protection with the body armour and everything fitted into it. And for those people who are a little bit apprehensive about how good textile is when you hit the deck and slide down the road, if you hit the deck and slide down the road, this comes with all the protection, but it's nice and light. So in the summer it's perfect. And obviously because it's half and half, it reflects on the price, and you can get that for a couple of £100. That's rather stylish, isn't it? And it's for the ladies, eh? So somebody has bothered to cater for the ladies. Nice bit of kit, beautiful lines, it's nice and short as well. And a nice simple idea, like that, so it suits all shapes and sizes. What else can we have? Let's see if there's anything that fits me in this lot here. There must be something that fits me. Go away, you don't need to look any longer. You alright, love, how are you? Alright. There you are. I've been looking for you. Flipping heck, honestly, you get everywhere. But you get to the right places, because I'm glad you've come here. This is a company called Shoe, a German company. Look at that for a big fat book full of stuff. And they've started to bring stuff into the country for you guys out there to get from the shops. So, a lot of products are going to be available, and some very clever stuff too. Some new ideas. Now look at this lot. There's several different makes here. Damon, Roy, Shoe, their own brand. And what it is, they've used a revolutionary new material. Now you might not see it on camera because it's not easy to tell, but this plain black jacket here has got illuminite on it. It's here. And it's very, very reflective. What's so clever about that, really? You've seen reflective products before, haven't you? Well, what I reckon is the real good thing about it is costings, first of all. For example, you go out and buy yourself a couple of £100 worth of coat, then you go and cover it up with 30 or 40 pounds worth of sort of bright yellow, lime green or whatever jacket over the top with reflective bars on it. And it spoils the looks of that very tasty jacket that you bought, plus it's extra cost. Well, this is all in. It's all one product. Plain black with a little bit of grey, shows off the reflection. On this one, it's just in strips. And you get some nice colour. A red one, that's the reflective material on top of the red colouring. Now, to buy a normal stylish jacket like that at 120 quid, quite good value for money. But this one, which has got the same features, is only going to cost about 170 quid. You know me, I like my good value for money. So, there it is. Look at that, this is quite impressive. Now you see me. Now you don't. I can't move it, get up there. Now you see me, now you don't. 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 That's a tasty bit of kit. It's a French product. Bearing is the manufacturer, but you know it's called Cadwell, British Racing Circuit. This one's called the
Nitro.
Tasty bit of kit, isn't it, eh? Leather jacket. It's got loads of features. It's got a long zip all the way around the bottom so you can put it into a pair of trousers. A little shorty zip. You can zip that into your textile trousers or some other leather trousers if you've only got a little zip. The full CE body armour. It's got a really nice little cuff in here. Elasticated, so it feels really sweet and tight on. You'd imagine a sort of 300 quidish job, wouldn't you? Just over £200, eh? Good value for money. I wonder whether I could get away with keeping this. Anyway, I'll see about that in a minute. But Bearing is synonymous with good, hard-wearing, quality merchandise, such as this. This is sold to an awful lot of couriers. And the reason being is the price, 50 quid. It's got a detachable liner, so in the summer it's reasonably light, but in the winter it's real hard-wearing and thick and heavy. Not only has it got an alloy lining in the liner, it's got an extra layer of it here on the knee. So it's real warm for those winter days when your knees are exposed. So they think of everything, do these guys, but I wonder if they've thought about the fact that this jacket might not end up back on the shelf. Anyway, we'll see if he stops me on the way out. Hello, hello, if you'd just like to follow me. But at least you found what I'm looking for before, because this is like equipment. See, the dealer doesn't necessarily want to come here and buy clothing and accessories to sell to you in the shop. He wants to buy equipment for his workshop. So we've got that, that's an MOT testing machine. This is a wheel balancing piece of equipment. We've got this, which is like a jig to put the engine on when it comes out of the machine. We've got this, another wheel balancing machine. There's all sorts. There's little tyre changers. And there's bigger tyre changers. Not that I'm suggesting that James is big, but he is a tyre changer. And this fancy piece of equipment doesn't come with him. He is not an accessory. Then we've got compressors and we've got workbenches such as this for you to put your machines onto to work at normal height. All this fancy equipment. I mean, look at this. This is one of them their extractor systems, I think. Or is it a communication system? Hello, hello. Is that the, this is the captain speaking. Is that the engine room? Hello? Bit of everything. Hey, I'm going to have a look round. Oh, geez. Nice bit of kit. Hey, flipping it. Do you know, it makes a pleasant change to see a British-made product. And this stuff is, in fact, made in Great Britain by Carrera Leathers. Oh, nice colour. Strange looking leather, that. But it must be. Come over here while I show you this here. You all right, mate? Talk to you later. See this suit here? Don't look any different from many others. Nicely cut, lots of nice colours. The difference is, this company produce racing leathers for world superbike riders, GP riders, British superbike riders, you name it, they produce a suit for it. You know the difference? It's the same gear that they wear that you can buy, exactly for you to use on the road. Just the same. And in fact, I'd love to know how they produce this stuff. It's very nicely finished.
Look, poor guy, he's dying. He's dying now. Look.
I'm sorry, honestly. Frederick, I'm sorry. Anyway, all the best. See ya. Bye.
Take care now.
And coming up on Two Wheels next week, for those of you who are environmentally friendly, Wayne and I check out the very latest in two-wheeled electric power.